Welcome to the University of Coruscant. As part of your enrollment here, you have access to the attached HoloNet recording. You've selected a lecture by Dr. Sunny Ravencourt on bounty hunters. You've selected a lecture by Dr. Sunny Ravencourt on Greedo. If you have any questions about this lecture or wish to contact us, please visit universityofcoruscant.com.
Hello, students. If you're wondering why I'm not in a lecture hall on Coruscant teaching this class, then you really haven't been paying attention. The bounty is still active to bring me into my Bothan associate to pay him the wages that he's owed. You know what? Just until this very second, it had not occurred to me that that bounty might not just be to capture me. That is not a good feeling. Well, I'm worth nothing to him dead, though, so I guess my TA Job and I might as well just assume that he wants to bring me in.
It's Todd, sir.
No need to chime in. We all understand your dedication to your TA work, doing a great job. Anyways, we left Hoth after that run-in at the cantina and headed out into the galaxy. We're traveling by refugee transport in deep cover, so as not to attract attention, and also because we're refugees. It turns out that my fame isn't what I thought it would be on Hoth, and the local pilots were less than impressed, which I frankly think is their loss. But the long flight does give me a chance to knock out a lecture for you all and send it over to the University of Coruscant for them to post on their HoloNet so that I keep collecting paychecks.
Excuse me, are you Sunny Ravencourt?
Yes, I am. And look! You've got a holodrama disc of my greatest hits! You're the second person I've seen with one. The other was some Deveronian who was just watching them all wrong. Are you looking for an autograph?
No, I wanted to thank you for providing the extra heat for the ship. The captain said to just burn a pile of hollows he found from some no-name that were clogging up the recycler on the last stop. That's where I was going, and I recognized you from the cover.
Yeah, that's me. Are you enjoying them?
Oh yeah, they put off some pretty colors when they really get going. Burning, I mean.
Yeah, I got that. Hey, it's been great talking with you, and good luck with the rest of the hollows. I hope the storyline really warms your appendages. Okay, I'm just gonna start my lecture and get this over with. This week's lesson is a tough one. The bounty hunter we're gonna discuss is another somewhat cautionary tale of the dangers of getting into this profession. Not everyone is a success, and the path carved by those who are is paved with the bodies of hunters like the one that we are going to discuss. There are very few happy endings in the world of bounty hunting. Most die at a young age. This is the story of Greedo. Greedo was the son of Greedo the Elder, nice touch, and was a Rhodian born on, well, Rhodia. Kind of poetic when you say it like that. Rhodia is a swampy planet which causes the inhabitants to have developed quite a peculiar look, but I mean, who am I kidding? It's a big galaxy. They probably think that I'm quite peculiar looking. Although most species believe me to be quite attractive no matter who you are, right? I mean, man, I miss the applause of a live lecture. Anyways, Rhodians have green bumpy skin, large bulbous eyes, long fingers with suction cups, and a sorta snout for a mouth. They were capable of seeing infrared, which helped quite a bit in detecting the heat signatures for their prey. What was not poetic was the political situation on Rhodia at the time. It was full of clan violence, and Greedo the Elder was a political target. Greedo the Elder was a successful and somewhat famous bounty hunter, rich to be sure, from his successful hunts. He was a member of the Tetsu clan, which was at war with the Chatsa clan. A rival by the name of Navik the Red targeted Greedo the Elder as a source of wealth and brutally murdered him, taking Greedo the Elder's money and property. Navik wasn't done though, and Greedo the Elder's wife, Neela, decided that it was time to skip town, or more accurately, planet. She took about 200 Tetsu clanmates, her son Greedo, and his brother Pweeduk, and fled to Utendik, a jungle planet. Not bad if you're a Rhodian used to swamps, I would imagine. For 10 years, Neela, Greedo, and Pweeduk lived in peace with the other Tetsu Rhodians. Greedo was very young when they first arrived, and a clan pact was made to never tell the children of their violent past. But as so often happens in life and in children, somehow they become their parents, no matter how sheltered from the truth they are. It's a strange tale that tends to repeat itself over history. Greedo and his brother eventually found the hidden starships which transported them to the jungle planet, and at that point, there's really no stopping his curiosity. He hounded Neela for the truth. And I guess you have to be careful what you wish for, because his mother didn't pull any punches. She told him all of it, including the murder of his father. You have to hope that she eased him into that one, right? I mean, that's a pretty big cracker to eat dry. He doesn't have a lot of time to digest it either, since Navik the Red tracks them down and almost finishes the entire clan off. About 20 Tetsu survive and escape in a ship bound for Nar Shaddaa, including Greedo and his family. Nar Shaddaa is not a swamp. It is a high population, high entertainment, high crime planet. It's tied to Nal Hutta, so you can imagine the kind of influence that the Hutt cartels have over it. If you can't imagine, well, then I will tell you. They have full influence over Nar Shaddaa. If you want it smuggled, it's going through the Hutts. And if you want to look at anything, you're probably going to have to pay a Hutt first. So let's just think about that for a second with our friend Greedo. Here you have an angsty teenager who just found out that his father was a famous bounty hunter who was murdered by the jerks who just killed 180 of his closest friends. I'm guessing that he's going to be hard to keep home by curfew. And like clockwork, Greedo falls into a bad crowd who teaches him good ways to be better at being bad. That is a mouthful. In short, he learns the ways of the underworld. It's a little unknown how long Greedo stays on Nar Shaddaa. Remember, he's not exactly an important historical figure here. A lot of the history is from word of mouth. What we do know is that his family's next stop is on Tatooine, and legend has it that he gets into a fight with none other than Anakin Skywalker over a pod race. Can you imagine that? All of the sources say that Skywalker left Tatooine by age 9, and I would still wager whatever I owe to my Bothan associate that Anakin dusts the Rodian. Say what you want, Anakin Skywalker becomes arguably the most powerful human in the history of the galaxy, while most of you have never even heard of Greedo. Sorry, that is a strange little detail in this story that is just super hard to believe. Fun, though. Anyways, Greedo does his best work on Tatooine, if you can call it that. He is 100% underworld character at this point. He saves the life of 2 other bounty hunters, including Spurch Warhog Goa, from a giant cyborg named Gorm, which gets him quite a bit of cred, actually, and he is off. Warhog ends up not being so great for Greedo, though. He cheats him out of some deals in the future, which send Greedo on his most famous path. Greedo tries to make up the money he lost by stealing some power couplings from a ship. Anyone recognize literally one of the most famous ships in history if I say the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, maybe not a great random target. Well, a certain Wookiee by the name of Chewbacca catches him, and Chewbacca is less than thrilled. Han Solo decides that those power couplings were garbage anyway, and he takes Greedo's jacket in payment for the burnt-out pieces. Greedo vows revenge. Okay, time out here to explain something. Greedo thinks that he's learning the trade of bounty hunting from a master. Warhog Goa is not a master. That's so far from the truth that it is laughable. But let's not be so hard on Greedo. I mean, this guy grew up in a swamp and then a jungle, all without a father, and he's trying to live up to a legacy that he only recently found out about. Not a lot of good role models out there since Dad was murdered. Back to the story. Greedo maneuvers around the galaxy for a while, rubs shoulders with some powerful people. He's pretty obviously out of his element, though. He never really forgets about Solo and the embarrassment that he suffered, so when a contract comes up on Solo himself to pay back a large sum that Solo owed to Jabba the Hutt, Greedo is all over this. This is a life day present to him. A big bounty and revenge on Solo? Perfect. What Greedo doesn't realize is that big bounties are big for a reason, and not for amateurs. Greedo tries a couple different times to cash in on that bounty, but Solo isn't having it and dodges or embarrasses Greedo every time. Eventually, Greedo catches and corners him in a cantina in Mos Eisley. Now, the rumor has it that Greedo was supposed to get assistance from a couple of thugs at that bar, but they supposedly got into an altercation with some Jedi. Either way, Greedo ends up taking on Solo himself. Supposedly, Greedo actually had Solo at gunpoint at the table, but for some reason decided to give him a bit of a speech instead. Amateur move. If you corner a Lothcat, you better kill it before it has a chance to pounce. Greedo took one right in the chest as he was trying to get his own shot off, and Solo went on to make history. A postscript to this story is that allegedly Greedo found Solo in that cantina with a tip from Warhog, his quote-unquote mentor. Warhog supposedly was actually setting up Greedo with Solo in this live or die fashion because he knew that Solo would win, and he did that because he himself was collecting from 2 other Rhodians who had a contract on Greedo. So there you have it, a very cautionary tale for those wannabe bounty hunters. It's hard to trust anyone, and everyone is out for themselves, maybe even your mentor. And if you're ever in a corner, well, shoot first.
Mr. Ravencourt, sir.
Tad, we have been over this. It is Dr. Ravencourt. I was given an honorary doctorate. Doctorate, Tad. Doctorate.
My apologies. Also, it's Todd, sir.
Is there somewhere this was going?
Well, that's just it, sir. Do you know where we are going?
Didn't you take care of that when we got on board?
No, sir. I paid for the flight by trading my satchel.
Very kind of you, by the way.
You offered it to them, sir.
Yes, but you handed it to them. Very kind.
After that, I was supposed to give our destination, but you saw that Devaranian woman
Devanarian.
looking at one of your old hollows and pushed us onto the ship to talk to her.
What was I to do, Tad? The woman was not laughing at the right parts. I had to introduce myself.
We're lost, sir. We're on a ship with no destination.
Tad, listen. This is a great, wide galaxy. There are adventures on every planet, which is filled with species that neither one of us have seen. Part of this educational experience— stop that look! Educational experience is to live a life that you couldn't otherwise on Coruscant. Now, Tad.
Todd.
Can you get me a Floki roll? I traded my last one for that lady's copy of my holodrama. She just wasn't watching it right.
This concludes your selected lecture from the University of Coruscant. For all questions or to contact us, please visit universityofcoruscant.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Sonny Ravencourt, and the legal droids behind me— No, I'm not going to say your names. They want me to remind you that if you've enjoyed this show, please subscribe on iTunes and YouTube and leave a review or a comment. It helps us out tremendously, and it allows the university to continue to provide you the best in Star Wars history. Are you going to pay me for another take? Well, then I'm not going to do one.